I like Epicur in this deck. What do you think Epicur would be better than? I do think Epicur is a lot better than the Blood Fountain suggestion people keep making. But maybe it's not. Not the most interesting point to argue over, I think. Mana curve's too high for Synthesizer. Yeah, we've adapted Pteramander a bunch today. It's been really good. Blood Fountain is 2 artifacts, question mark. It is 2 artifacts. It's almost better than maybe a couple copies of the Rakdos guy, because the second copy of him is terrible. Well, we have 3 copies of the Rakdos guy. The thing is, if you're going to play Blood Fountain in your deck, you want to keep your 8 mana affinity card in. Like that would be like the main reason to play Blood Fountain, I think, is that you're enabling this big affinity card more. So cutting your affinity payoff and adding shitty Blood Fountain, which is like more or less just, 1 mana for 2 Darksteel relics. It's not quite that bad, but like you certainly don't think you should cut the big affinity guy if you think that card's good. Hasn't it been P terrible? Has what been P terrible? Imskir? Imskir's been fine. Interesting. This is Rakdos Cecil. Alright, so at risk of draw, I guess if we draw Steel Cutter, we still could trigger it next turn with the Familiar. So this adapt is going to cost 3 after we play the... Oh, sorry, it currently costs 3. It costs 2 after we play the Familiar, but we need to draw a 0 or a Springleaf Drum if we want to adapt and equip and play this next turn. They play a Psychic Frog. And then they play a Death Shadow. Cool. I love the Grixis Shadow list. I'm glad people are playing it. Upkeep stop for some reason. So they're going to go down to 2 cards in their hand. They're dead if they don't block with the frog. They discard a frog. Then they fly the frog. So presumably they're blocking Ornithopter and not my Pteramander. Because if they block the Pteramander, then they're just chumping, so they wouldn't have discarded this frog. Very exciting. It seems like the Cranial Plating attach is going to be a big part of winning this game next turn. So we adapt. They're at 7. This card has been really performing. I tried in this spot. I tried Princess Marionette. I tried Onicult Anvil yesterday. I tried Cranial Ram over Cranial Plating, but once I added Citadel, then it was clear that I needed to play Plating over Ram. Could play like 1 Nettle Cyst. Card I haven't seen anybody talk about today, but there's a Polluted Delta. Could lose to like Violent Urge maybe if I'm careless, but I don't think they're attacking. I guess why not? Most of my creatures fly. Yeah, let's not lose to random Violent Urge, I guess. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 artifacts. I guess making the Cranial Plating equip worse is a reason to care about this, but yeah, I think we just keep the attach up here. If we just keep the attach up with this draw, then we have exactly lethal, even if they go fetch, swamp, fatal push. I guess we would have more than 1 because they lose 1 off the fetch. And it's great that we just have lethal in play without moving the plating first. So I guess we could just equip and then attach, but we don't really need to make the first move here. So they're really thinking about this. So if they go swamp push, they're at 6. Just move this here. They decide no blocks, as they cannot block. They crack the fetch. They do get the swamp. They think some more. I don't really know, like, what are we doing here? I have a 5/5 flyer. Are you going to fatal push it? Yes. If so, yes, you die. And you know that. What are we doing here? There's not a line. There's not a line. All right. Attach Cranial Plating. You're at -1. Go to game 2 against Grixis. Let's bring in the Welding Jar. Let's cut an Imskir on the draw, I think. I might want this. I think on the draw I don't want it. Maybe on the play I do. I think that's okay. I don't think I want to bring in Dismembers against them either. I think just my plan lines up really well against theirs, and I don't care as much about their creatures. And, you know, Death Shadow can be kind of tough to kill with Dismember anyways. Alright, let's mulligan this on the draw. Gonna keep this. So we can turn 1 Cori-Steel Cutter. We could also set up for a turn 2 Saga token. I'm just gonna keep him put back a Steel Cutter. Probably cut a Cori. Cori-Steel Cutter is insane against Grixis anything. I would never ever cut Steel Cutter against a Grixis removal spell deck. Anything playing Psychic Frog, I have 4 Steel Cutters in forever, you know. Any fatal push deck. What's my thought on Galvanic Blast? You need everything to be permanents in this deck. You can't play removal spells in the main, in my opinion. If you want to be in on the Viper. Can they remove a Viper? I don't know if they can remove a Viper, so I am interested in being pretty in on it this game if I can. I see this little spinning wheel. I guess I'll restart Magic Online. They play 4x stub. I don't think that's a good reason to cut. You should keep all your Cori-Steel Cutters in against any Fatal Push Psychic Frog deck. Please subscribe for more Modern Wisdom. It's like maybe the best card in the format against them. Okay, so we've restarted. They still haven't done anything. Anybody have any decks or anything while we wait for our opponent to join us for game 2? But Cutter is at least 2x food for Viper, so I think it's fine. Planners don't have Viper win. I mean, I think that's part of it, but also if you don't draw Viper, Steel Cutter just wins a lot of times against them. Okay, no decks. They're here. They play a turn 1 Cecil. They pass to us. Now our options are to either set up for turn 2 Saga token or to play turn 1 Cori-Steel Cutter. I think with this top deck, I'm going to lead on the turn 1 Saga. I'm going to play the Mox Opal out. I guess maybe we could still play Steel Cutter next turn. We'll see what we feel like they have up. So they're at 15, I'm at 18. They could play Death Shadow here. They play nothing, so against nothing, let's make a Saga token. And then there's a good chance we want to set up for the Viper. I guess Cecil having Death Touch is kind of awkward. We'll see what they do. They keep a card on top. Cecil's gonna flip. Not right now. They're going to 12 though. There's a 1/1 Death Shadow. So they can do the trick where they block one construct and then they take the other hit and their shadow lives. Could be a bit of a problem. And then the Viper, letting them have control over their shadow size, is also a bit of a problem. So I think I'm not that interested in attacking with the second construct. Maybe they don't know the trick. Okay, well they just have Fatal Push, so that makes that really easy. I'm one short of potentially hasting the Viper, but again, the Viper is a bit awkward against the Shadow. Do I attack? I think we should attack. An immediate chump block is not at all what I expected. Does this mean they have Meltdown? No, they would have just taken the hit if they had Meltdown, right? There's a Lightning Bolt, great card to know about. So this might be a good time to slam the Viper if they flip the Cecil here. See what they do. Cecil flipped. 5 cards in their hand. No land, so all spells. One of the spells is a Lightning Bolt. Another Cecil, maybe? Thoughtseize. I think this has to be Thoughtseize if they're thinking so long. I mean, it could be Thoughtseize. I guess it could be like which creature do they play? Alright, so now they could double block and then trade for the Viper. Okay, that's an interesting... Yeah, let's just go Cori-Steel Cutter Pteramander. I don't know if we also play the... I don't know if I play the Bauble. I guess we should play the Bauble for the construct size. Well, no, there's not a big difference between 8 and 9 power, and saving this for a Steel Cutter trigger next turn seems pretty good to me, and then maybe I sack it to the Viper. So they also can't Fatal Push this because it's got Ward 1, which is nice. They probably Lightning Bolt the Pteramander, though. You think there's any legs to Animus Might plus Cecil? 1 mana away to kill a creature and deal you 4 with Cecil on board. So costs 2 less if it targets a legendary creature, deals damage equal to twice its power to target creature. I mean, there's not nothing there, but you would need it to be good with other stuff potentially. Oh, sorry. I don't know why I didn't think that they were just gonna do this and then have a good double. Oh, no, yeah, they have good. So I should have played the Bauble so they didn't have a good double block after this. Let's kill the Cecil. They're at 14. Yeah, I should have played the Bauble. They top deck Bauble for turn. Yeah, Dismember seems better, that's true. It's a fun thought, for sure. Okay, they play a Frog. Are they going to attack? They don't attack. I guess I would have preferred that they did. Alright, good draw. Everyone keeps poo-pooing this card, but I think it's been pretty good today. Maybe I'm misevaluating it or something. So just Cranial Plating here? I think so. To see the Boros Hammer list the top rated Modern Showcase, 300 people, had 2 Cassandra and Spear in the side. I'm glad they're playing it somewhere. I would still recommend main decking it, but... Oh, sorry. I guess I shouldn't have held this back. I think it's okay. I think if I was going to attack with this, we should have attacked with the Memnite too. But they're going to go down to 3. Okay, down to 3. Let's see what they're drawing. Drawing a Scalding Tarn, so they're going to finally have land number 3 available. They immediately play the Scalding Tarn. They are at 3 life. They might not have a... they probably don't have an island. They probably do have a mountain. Maybe they have both. I guess they have frogs, so mountain can be weird in the frog deck. Alright, they're just going to tap to Watery Grave. Maybe they're just on a swamp. I can't remember how my mana base looked. They play an 11/11 Death Shadow. So on my triple Rottenmouth trigger, they have to all discard cards or sack permanents if I haste Rottenmouth Viper next turn. I guess I can also just activate this ability to win the game if they... Okay, I mean, if anything, I don't even know how they they can't dismember. I guess they could Unholy Heat Imskir right now. Not the most like climactic end, but a guaranteed win is a guaranteed win, I guess. Would attack it with Rottenmouth over Cranial Plating been better? It might have been better. It's kind of hard to tell. Remember when MH3 came out, I thought that this ability on like Mirror Retrievers and stuff would be pretty good. All right, well, I saw, you know, another Cranial Plating lethal, huh? Another Cranial Plating lethal. Why do I feel like I can work with this? I'm gonna keep. I don't know. This one's maybe bad. We have a lot of zeros that make this hand really good with the Steel Cutter. We have Saga. We have a 1 into a 2 on the play. I don't know. Oh, yeah. I did see this build with the main deck reprieves. Very weird. All right, they reveal a Devourer of Destiny after some thought there. So maybe like a risky hand that they like, I can devour into a land. So they're playing the aggro build, the worst Eldrazi build, which is good for us. They say no to all of these things. They say no to a Cavern, no to a Linebreaker, no to the Heralds. So usually, if they're going to say no to everything, that means that they're looking for a Temple or a Labyrinth really, really badly. And I think that the turn 1 Bajuka Bug confirms that maybe a little bit. Maybe I'm reading into it a bit too much. Any reason you show Springs over the Fastlands Blackleaf Cliffs? It's obviously super boring to talk about this point too much, I think, but it just always enters untapped. You know, not that interesting. Viper. Should be pretty good. So they go down to 10. Probably should have discarded a card. Saris, the 28 months. Hope you're doing well. All that. Glad you're liking the stream. So if I get Mox Opal, I cast Pteramander, I cast Shadowspear. I can't equip because I will be a mana short. So I guess I just cast the Familiar. So I get Mox Opal, 1, 2. Still have the Opal mana left over, and then cast the Familiar. Maybe Drum is bad. I think it doesn't matter a lot, probably. Let me go to combat first. Not give them info on like what they could do with K-Command if they have K-Command. Alright, so they can't take 4 damage and this hit. I'm going to try to have the video out tomorrow. My goal is tomorrow. They discard the Devourer we know about, and the Thought-Knot Seer. And then they tap a black mana, so they have Dismember. Dismember would be bad for me. So then they block. Okay, they tap a black mana to pretend they have Dismember. Everyone laughs. Then they have to discard another card. I did think about Gleeful Demolition. I didn't think very much about it, I guess. Where I stopped thinking about Gleeful Demolition in the Viper shell was that it's very tough to Arena of Glory your Viper if you are playing Gleeful Demolition, which means it's hard to haste, which means it's less interesting. Like this build has the Shadowspear or the Lavaspur Boots you could tutor for, and it's easier to equip. the Cori-Steel Cutter to it also. All right, they put a card on the bottom. And they concede. Viper! It's just crazy how it just solos so many modern opponents. Their build is pretty weak to Blood Moon, but a lot less weak to it when they're on the play. I guess let's just do 2 Blood Moons on the draw, and then we'll play probably the 3rd on the play. I think that makes sense. What about Phoenix and Viper? So I did have a Fear of Missing Out Arena Glory Viper build I played a little bit of yesterday. That could still end up getting there, but it did have some structural issues, I guess. All right, they're on a mull to 6. Had Seasoned Pyromancer, Orcish Bowmaster, Fear of Missing Out. Okay, so I think I'm going to lead on probably Springs for the colored mana in case I don't want to tap the drum next turn. But I'm gonna commit to playing Steel Cutter next turn instead of making a Saga token next turn. And then we're gonna have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 other permanents. So if we draw a 0, we could adapt Pteramander next turn. If we play Darksteel Citadel instead of Urza Saga, which I don't know that's something I'd want to do, but it's not too bad. Any Voice of Victory Viper builds. So I've been thinking about the next one I want to try to figure out is with Springheart, Nantuko, and Nissa. Viper is an elemental for Nissa, and both care about landfall, and Springheart, Nantuko both makes a lot of permanents to cast Viper, and copying Viper is really powerful with it. So there could be a Golgari landfall rock deck that works there. Adapt doesn't seem good versus K-Command. Yeah, I agree. So yeah, I had that idea yesterday. I texted it to Esther all excited because that's where I put all my MTG notes, and then I just kind of got a little stuck on the idea. But I'm gonna spend some time working on decks tonight, like I always do, and then I'm gonna record my YouTube video tonight. And Thursday we're gonna have a normal stream. Maybe that could be a deck for Thursday's stream. Then challenge on Friday. So they do have a K command. That card's good. That card's pretty good. Hopefully this is Thought-Knot Seer. No, it's Chrysalis. All right, well, we draw 2 lands, so this may not be a win in 2 kind of situation. This also costs 4 to adapt, and I have 3, so I can't attack into the Chrysalis. So it has K command 2 mystery cards. Yeah, I love Devoid. When you cast a spell, make 2 spawns. Reach. Whenever you cast another, when you sack an Eldrazi. I hate that it's just here. I know that these need to be here because it's part of the spell being cast, but reach. The reach is so hidden. So I drew Shadowspear. I was thinking about tutoring that. Holding it to I have haste enabler here. I think I'm just getting Bauble because okay, and then do I think that they're gonna make I think they're gonna exile my construct, and then if they make spawns, attacking with the Pteramander is kind of bad. I guess that's a good enough reason for me to just attack with the construct this turn. Yeah, adapt is at instant speed. Yeah, it doesn't count itself. I made that mistake earlier today. Would putting reach before or after the void a card functionally change anything? No, it wouldn't, but it's just... I believe it's there first on the card because you... Okay, they are scry drawing. I guess... So I guess this was obvious because they just get to block here. In theory, you want the cards that the stuff that cares about being on the stack first, and then this cares about being on the battlefield. But it is quite possibly the sneakiest reach you've ever seen on a Magic card. I guess attacking with this wouldn't have been much better if they just block here, sack block, or block sack. Maybe we should go to game 3? No, I think we're too live to go to game 3. They should have the keywords up top. I think so too. Did you play MH3 Limited with the card? I have played 0 MH3 Limited. I would have liked to, but it was a pretty busy time for me. Take your time. Definitely considering going to game 3, but I think we just draw Imskir pretty in there. Does Rottenmouth Nissa feel like a good shell for Grazer Flare? Maybe. Seeing Utopia Sprawl is kind of good in that shell too. Wow, I mean, this can't be good for me. But they don't really play that much big stuff, do they? Another Chrysalis. Okay. That's a big stuff. Devoid as mechanic is quite dumb and clunky. Clunky is maybe not the word I would use. Maybe that's a little nitpicky for no reason, but... not my favorite keyword. Alright, so +5, +2, so this is 12? 12, 13. What's my favorite keyword? Companion. No, prowess, probably prowess. I think I like no blocks here because it tells me how much they're wanting to commit into making this, how big they want to make this, right? Megamorph. Affinity for birds. We done a K command? We can't beat another K command. Nor do I have the patience to sit through another 3-minute K command. Oh wait, dang it, party is my favorite. As soon as I see a mana get spent. Alright, game 3, let's go. Alright, on the play, let's bring in the 3rd Blood Moon. I'm going to go down 1 more plating. We were not beating another K command. Have I considered Rottenmouth an Only Cult Anvil shell? That's exactly how this build started. I honestly didn't draw Only Cult Anvil in the 4 matches I played, but I did draw a lot of Apprentice Marionette, which I also had. And that wasn't very impressive, so I decided to kind of abandon that direction, and this is where I ended up. Do I think Archpriest of Iona will ever be modern playable? I don't even know what that card is. Isn't that like a 5 mana reanimator thing? No. This is the party 1-drop. It could be good. It's not impossible. You have to have a lot of clerics, rogues, wizards, whatever. Is it only cleric, wizards, rogue? Is warrior the other one? I'm a party pretender here. So yeah, so the problem with party is that a single shapeshifter is not a full party, because each creature can only count as 1 party member. Yeah, I've been watching some free run. So I'm very familiar with the standard D&D adventuring party comp. Very cozy show. Free read Rips. I don't know if Rips is good or bad. We have too many slang words that can mean either. It really makes you think. That hand's almost there. This hand's way better. PowerPoint is hopefully going to be out tomorrow. Rips is good. Has Rips ever been bad, or am I just getting old? Yeah, I watched every other episode of Delicious in Dungeon because Esther was watching it, and I would just kind of I was working in the other room, and I would come in and I would just catch about half of it. If I draw Darksteel Citadel. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I guess one short still. Well, I bought him into Plating instead of Pteramander. Well, I can cast those turn 1. You also we really need our second 1-mana creature. So if they have Dismember, we can make a Saga token still. But I think just because you can cast it turn 1, right? I guess you could have cast the Plating too, huh? This is way better against Dismember. Have you seen Dandadan? Yeah, I actually read all of Dandadan too. I liked that one a lot. Not for everybody. It's one of those, I enjoy it, and I don't know that I could recommend it to people. All right, after about... it took a little bit of time to make that decision, but they went ahead and played their It That Heralds the End. Yeah, the animation's really good too. Still waiting to finish Andor. Okay, I have not had I have not watched like an hour-long show in so long. Okay, maybe I would recommend it to you, Matthew. Started reading old fantasy series called Elric of Melibone by Michael Moorcock. Have I heard or read it? No. No jokes made. I haven't heard of it, no. Yeah, those 30-minute episodes are about all I have time for right now. I haven't finished Stormlight. I'm going to be honest, Oathbringer, it's taken me a long time to get through it. I am making progress, but I know Brandy Sandy is really steaming this ham. It's just the book is taking so long. I feel like to get anywhere, it's just so slow right now. But I'm trusting Brandy to get somewhere with it. All right, another 2-minute turn. Let's go. I'm gonna make a construct, and then we're gonna Druid Drum. So I can go cast Drum, cast Pteramander, cast whatever. So I can get the Lavaspur Boots. So cast Drum. Yeah, this card keeps performing, I think. People keep wanting to cut it for like any like random. People suggested cutting this for Blood Fountain, which didn't make any sense, but I think you got to play this big like refill your hand kind of card. So I can play the Opal to either adapt or to give this haste. I think giving this haste is going to be better, right? Well, I guess the problem is if I want to play another one of these, then I don't know if I want to commit the boots over there. I think I probably will want to play another one of those next turn. So yeah, let's adapt. I guess maybe if I just draw another land, I could just go adapt this and Cranial Plating. Maybe even just Cranial Plating would be lethal. Gosh, about down. Well, they would need to have a regular red source, which is tough for Eldrazi to play. Yeah, no, everyone's talking about Andor so much. I need to go back and take my time with it. But I also, me and Esther, we watched all of seasons 1 through 3 of Daredevil because the new show was coming out and she had never seen it. And then we haven't watched the new show. She really liked it, but we just haven't watched the new season. So I think when I have energy for another hour-long episode show, it'll probably be season 4 of Daredevil before I watch Andor. All right, we're approaching the plus 8-minute mark. What do you have against hour-long shows? I just don't have time. I got time for about a 30-minute show at the end of the night once I do everything for the day. And then sometimes an extra episode if I'm feeling a little greedy and I want to go to bed kind of late. But that hour-long show, I don't got the time, man. The schedule's pretty full these days. Although maybe on the plane to Japan, I'll watch all of Andor. And then chat will be mad at me for watching it on a plane. You know what? I think should I commit right now to watching Andor on the honeymoon? On the plane. Not mid-vacation. You work part-time from home, though? Well, I know it may seem like I work part-time, but I usually put very consistently 50, 60 hours into the stream a week, Plus, I'm writing a novel. Plus, I exercise every day. Plus, I have a wonderful fiance and 2 dogs. And I'm also designing a game with friends, which is a very full day every day, 7 days a week, which is how I like it. How I like it. I guess I'm exercising 6 days a week. Do they still play TTRPGs? Yes. Alright, so they K commanded a Pteramander. And then they Battle Mage something. The Construct. Alright, so is this enough mana to play Cranial Plating and equip? It is. Is that lethal? Or sorry, and adapt. So I'll have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 plus 5 is only 13. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Dang, 7 plus 5 is 12. Damn it. Alright, is it Viper time? So if I go in on Viper, I'm sacking 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I can play. Let's play the Refurbished Familiar first, because this is basically just another Viper trigger. Boots equip would get extra damage. I didn't have enough mana to play plating, equip plating, adapt Pteramander, and boots equip. That's 5. I had 4. Can't sack 2 opals, right? One, 2, 3, 4, 5. I guess I'm gonna sack this Pteramander because I'm gonna be off of the adapt. Was Viper plus boots doable? Yeah, that's what we're doing. Why not attack with Imskir before? This turn? I wanted to do this. They also have like the spawn token, so like attacking with the 5/5 isn't like the most exciting. They're going down to 6, and then they have another trigger here, so they have to block something. Okay, they sack the Battle Mage, and they chump. Then they have 2 cards in their hand, 4 mana. Viper's got 3 triggers next turn. I bet their last card in hand is Writhing Chrysalis. That would make a lot of sense for them to keep. Maybe K command. Wastegate Battle Mage. Can I kill my Saga? The Familiar? Familiar is pretty dangerous. Because it means they can't take 4 to any of the Viper triggers. I'm at 7. So if I attack with... So let's say they discard their last card. Then they block here. Sack. Yeah, I think it's a pretty easy attack with both. So 3 Viper triggers. They are going to have a hard time here. They could, if they don't take 4 to any of the Viper triggers and they block my demon, then... then they could not block my demon and just chump the Viper. So they could go like discard their last card, sack here, block here, then they have nothing. Move Boots was correct. Oh, yeah, you're right about that. I don't think it's going to end up mattering a lot, but yeah, just having 2 lethal creatures is pretty correct there. That might have been deterministic, but I don't think there's really any way they can get out of this. Viper's really good. It's so hard to kill. It kills you so fast. It's fun to be like so all in on a card like this too. All right, so they sack the spawn, they sack the Battle Mage, and I was right. Their last card was a Chrysalis. And now they can survive this turn by chump blocking, but even a K command doesn't save them. They have no cards in their hand. They have no possible top decks. But we did miss lethal, so chat could find some vindication there. And we're also up 10 minutes. Oh, no. 9 minutes, 53 seconds. All right. Let's keep it going. 9 minutes, 51 seconds. Or 57 seconds. if they have the top deck. I mean, like, what possible top deck could there be? If it's K Command, they're super dead. Okay, turn 1, Refurbished Familiar. Turn 2, Steel Cutter, Refurbished Familiar. Let's keep. Is Archwave Innovation, Tommy meets the Story Circular Shell, Viper could go in? Maybe. But you say extra color, I mean, that could just be a Dimir deck, right? Is there a modern threat in Eldrazi? Yeah, it's Eldrazi Obligator. Okay, they discard a Solitude. And they play a Marsh Flats. I guess we'll attack first. Oh my gosh, what am I doing? I attack with the... I don't know why I totally brain farted on the Steel Cutter Haste. Don't know why I did that. -2 damage. Clean 2 for 1 at least over there. Save this for Steel Cutter. They got 5 cards in their hand, going down to 4. Maybe this card is good. I've been having the hardest time at like knowing if it's good or not. Got a Solitude and an Emperor of Bones. And they play another Emperor, probably target the Solitude. Best top deck, Imskir. Darksteel Citadel, ain't that good. So let's go ahead and attack with both, and then I don't think I'm moving the Steel Cutter around. So getting a little flooded, I guess. They have a Ketchermos, maybe? Maybe they want to make me discard a card? Big top deck. Alright. Big top deck indeed. So in response to this, they're adapting to make me discard my Memnite. Great play. Big fan of that. So we don't want to trade Familiar for Familiar because this is going away. Totally fine trading this for the Emperor. They've got 4 cards in their hand, no board. Looking for a Saga, a Viper, Imskir, Cranial Plating. Although, do I cast this Cranial Plating? My opponent probably has at least Fatal Push in their hand, maybe Felia. Saving it for Steel Cutter triggers could be really good. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, I think just because this dodges the Fatal Push, we should play it. And I'm going to put it on here because it dodges the Fatal Push. So there's a Solitude. If they also have Ephemerate, they're letting me gain a lot of extra life, which is nice of them. All right, so they got 2 cards left in their hand. They're at 13. The line to play their plating seemed correct. Gonna hold the Ornithopter. I could give it haste next turn. Do you ever attach with 2 black at instant speed? It's I don't know why you would, right? I mean, we have done that today, but like in this spot, I don't know why you would. All right, 3 cards in their hand. Like it's just you're just dealing yourself extra damage. They have the Thoughtseize. Holding this for the Steel Cutter, of course. That's okay. See if they have another Thoughtseize, I guess. They do have an Overlord, which could buy back a Solitude or an Emperor of Bones. Yeah, holding loses the Thoughtseize, but like the upside is just so insane. And it's also like if all they have is Thoughtseize, the game is slow. And I only have 11 more lands in my deck, so I'm just so likely to draw spells every turn. All right, they do return Emperor of Bones, and then they pass. Yeah, I don't really see any reason to attach over equip. All right, up a game. Steel Cutter best draw. Imskir was definitely the best draw. This was our best top deck for surezies. Alright, maybe we want Blood Moon on the play. I think we want at least one on the draw. Let's do one on the draw. Let's cut the Nihil Spellbomb. Trim Plating. Trim Memnite. Yeah, a lot of Blood Fountain suggestions. I'm not a Blood Fountain believer, personally. Yeah, I have a standing desk. I like to pivot back and forth from standing and sitting and make sure my legs are circulated. All right, keeping this. I didn't really consider Epicure. I do think it's fine with the general plan. It's kind of similar to Blood Fountain in that it's kind of dopey, but it's 2 permanents, you know. And I don't think that's a big part of the plan I'm trying to employ. All right, kind of worried about Ophelia. I need to attack because they can Felia. Oh, no, let's not attack because if they have Felia and Overlord, we need to be able to block the Felia and stop them from flickering the Overlord. They don't have it. That's good news. What do they have if they don't have a 1 or a 2 drop? I'd be weirdly super okay with Wrath Disguise this turn if it's not going to get my Steel Cutters. Just weirdly super okay with this. All right, that's an interesting draw. As far as do I play... I think I hold the Bauble for the Steel Cutters, and so I can sack a bunch of things to Rottenmouth hopefully next turn. Hopefully they don't have second Wrath Disguise. Stares in the camera. They do have the extra energy this time, but let's go to game 3. And then I think let's really go in on the cheese and with Blood Moon plan on the play. Maybe we go down a Viper. Not too late. I think down a Viper when I go up with the moons is probably right. I'm gonna mulligan this. I know we can play turn 1 Familiar, but it didn't seem that good. I don't really like this hand very much either. I think I have to go to 5. I don't know. That hand could maybe have been fine. Okay, I gotta keep this on 5. Our opponent is doing a little parenting. So I'm going to play the Ornithopter this turn so I can cast Steel Cutter and Opal next turn. Love the Viper, keep it up. Nice. Yeah, I agree. It's definitely the kind of card that's always going to end up being better in Modern than in Standard. All right. Our opponent is parenting. Does anybody have any decks they want to take a peek at? Now is a great time. Oh. No, they're done parenting. Those kids have their juice box. I really want to draw Blood Moon. Gonna save this in hand for the Steel Cutter, I think. My hand was so good last game, but it's just like, of course, you're a Mox Opal deck, your opponent draws 2 Wrath Disguise. It was crazy how good we were doing against the first Wrath Disguise, but the second was just impossible to be good against. And they have another Wrath Disguise in their hands. So I'm not feeling very good about our spot here. Oh, maybe they don't. Okay, they Solitude pitch a White Orchid Phantom, so they have Overlord in their hand. They're trying to get some Overlord value. I never did end up finishing the Dark Souls no-hit run. I've been a lot happier doing projects that feel a lot more productive, in a word. But maybe one day I'll try to get it done again. So we should be able to adapt end of turn. Yeah, I've been liking the Viper a lot. We're 8-4 on the day. It's a pretty good record. Viper's been looking good, soloing a lot of people. We are on a mold of 5 here, but maybe we could top deck a Blood Moon or a Imskir or a Viper or an Urza Saga or a Cranial Plating. Yeah, I like doing it too. It was definitely a fun project. I'm not opposed to never doing it again. Can't we adapt now? We can, but adapt is a sorcery speed. Or sorry, it's instant speed. So, are we playing around? I guess we're playing around Bowmaster. Yeah, I guess play around Bowmaster is good. Okay. So can't cast this. All right, I think it's lunchtime. I got up early to bike for like 30 minutes, so I feel a little fatigued. I'm gonna try to get the video done tomorrow. No stream tomorrow. I'm gonna try to do the Edge from Eternity's video and one recording session, maybe two if I get started tonight. I'm gonna try to get started tonight. Normal stream Thursday, challenge Friday, no stream on Monday, and then hitting the ground running next Tuesday, 1 week from today. Edge from Eternities. That's the tentative schedule. Like the deck, very fun deck today. Having a really good time. I think we gotta find somebody to raid today.